Excelsior! We're here for week 3 of the Stub Club Countdown
Woo!
to Infinity War.
Woo! Oh yeah, week 3.
And this week we are talking about Iron Man 2.
Oh, I am Iron Man.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
Wearing the shirt. Wearing the shirt.
That's right.
Oh.
He's wearing the shirt and you're not.
Oh,
yeah.
Iron Man 2. Brian, when did this movie come out?
This movie came out in 2011.
Oh.
It was directed by Jon Favreau once again. It stars Robert Downey Jr. in the... What are you doing?
I'm just looking at it. I'm looking at the case.
I had it all centered and shit.
Anyway.
So, this movie is directed by Jon Favreau. It stars Robert Downey Jr. once again in the main role of Tony Stark / Iron Man.
Oh, yeah.
It has Gwyneth Paltrow as Pepper Potts. It introduces Ivan Vanko as, it introduces
Mickey Rourke
as Ivan Vanko, a.k.a. Whiplash. And then
I want my bird.
And then we get the first introduction of the Black Widow.
And not only that.
Played by Scarlett Johansson.
Not only that.
What?
Nick Fury.
Not only that.
War Machine.
We get War Machine.
Oh, War Machine.
Not played by Terrence Howard.
That's right.
Played by Don Cheadle.
He did not come back after the first movie.
And he is kicking himself for it.
Yes, I believe he
Terrence
is.
Howard's still doing pretty well, so I mean, he's probably kicking himself because he doesn't have any more money. But it's not like he's It's not like he's worried about it. But anyways, so this is the sequel to the very first Iron Man, and this is officially kicking off. I mean, we've already had the official kickoff with the Incredible Hulk when Tony Stark came in and asked him to join the Avengers, or asked about the Hulk. But now they're making references to Captain America with a shield.
Oh, yes.
They're making references to the Avengers Initiative.
They're also making reference to the past. Tony Stark's father,
yeah,
Howard Stark.
Howard Stark, the creator of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Tony didn't know that. Nick Fury ended up telling him. So the movie starts off with the... it's the convention, it's the expo, the Stark Expo. That's what it's called, the Stark Expo.
And Robert Downey Jr. comes down, be Iron Man.
Dancers, fireworks.
That's one of my favorite openings.
That's actually a really good opening. That's probably one of the better openings that I've seen. But there's something wrong with Tony. His arc reactor is actually poisoning him.
What? No.
Yes.
Say it isn't so.
It is.
So
he's dying.
In essence, the thing that saved his life is
killing him.
That sucks.
It does. So what do you do when you're dying?
Have a birthday party.
That's right.
I mean, you're not wrong. Which, by the way, his birthday.
Hey!
Happy birthday, Adam.
I am old.
As dirt.
Shut up.
Getting there.
So, he has his birthday, and him and Rhodey get into a huge fight, and Rhodey ends up
steals one of his Iron Man suits.
He doesn't steal it. Tony said Tony was training him to be in the Iron Man suit.
I don't think he was training him. I think he took the suit.
He pretty much went into the armory.
He really didn't.
And he put the suit on.
He didn't know how to really use it.
He kind of did though. He figured it out fairly quickly.
Because of course in a montage.
Oh yeah, but and one of the most pivotal points is Ivan Vanko. His father Anton Vanko worked with Howard Stark, to create what became the
arc reactor.
So Ivan, feeling that his family was screwed over in the long run, wants revenge on Tony. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this is what gets me about these two Iron Man movies.
Okay.
No matter what you do, it's always somebody that makes another suit that wants to beat up Tony.
Well, okay. For these first two movies, I think, because at this point in the universe, there's no big overarching power. There's no supernatural being.
Not yet.
There's no Thanos. There's no nothing.
There's no supernatural otherworldly threat to Earth.
Right now, the big thing with these two movies was to set up some kind of real-world villain. I think they were still on the fact of trying to make it more real-world. Hence, we had trying to recreate the Iron Man suit because there was nothing else.
And it didn't work out for everyone that tried to recreate it in other
Correct.
countries.
Justin Hammer is another person in this movie. I
So
forget
good.
Who plays him, but he is also trying to. It's Tony's competition for Hammer Industries, and what's funny is that they never call it AIM, but AIM is in this movie as well.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, technically it is. It's not to fruition just yet, and then it goes into fruition in the third movie.
Oh yeah.
So, but Justin Hammer, he likes to he pretends to be friends with Tony for a little bit, even though Tony's not buying it, and then he gets Ivan Vanko let's just call him Whiplash because I can't stand saying Vanko.
Vanko.
I want my bird.
I want my bird.
I will show you the way.
We got you the bird, buddy. We got you the bird. No, this is not my bird.
I will show you the way.
Oh God. Oh,
Jesus.
Stupid meme.
Woo!
It hurts now. Anyways, so Whiplash, with Tony being the way that he is, with the way that he's dying, he actually goes on a racetrack and races in his own car, which is dope.
He had kind of a midlife crisis.
Right, but because you own your own race car,
you're
gonna drive it.
And Whiplash comes out and he destroys the track and almost kills Stark. This all leads into Justin Hammer and Whiplash becoming partners, even though Whiplash has his own is his own thing. He's doing his own vendetta. He's not helping Justin Hammer at all. So, what did you guys think about the climax?
All right, I liked it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I thought pretty much like when War Machine and Iron Man team up and take down a bunch of drones. Yeah. Badass.
That was when they are in the botanical gardens, and Iron Man does the
one shot thing.
The one shot thing, which is funny how they explain it after. He's like when War Machine's like, next time you should leave with that. He's like, sorry, it's a one-off thing, and then you never see it again. You never see it again.
You do.
No, you do. You see it in Avengers.
You see it in Avengers?
When Captain America and Iron Man's flying up to a helicarrier, and Captain America's fighting all the bad guys, and he's like, here, I got an idea, and he shoots it and cuts the stuff to get the propeller moving again.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but no, that was a repulsor ray.
No, that was the same thing, because he popped it out of his wrist and was a little red triangle thing. Dude, when we watch Avengers, you'll notice. I'll point out, I'll be like, Brian, that's the thing, that's the thing.
Watch it again, it's been
10 years.
6 years.
6 years,
came out,
yeah.
and I haven't watched it since.
Yeah, it's true.
So.
Dang.
How many times, Mike?
We'll get into that in another video, but it's a lot more than you could count on one hand.
We got Thor, Captain America, and so we got 3 more weeks until Avengers.
Oh my God.
But I think the coolest part about this movie was the fact that now that Marvel, because this is movie 3, they started to go off-world with their Easter egg at the end of this movie.
When they're in New Mexico.
When they're in New Mexico and
So,
Coulson.
Time out. Spoiler alert in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, so
The post-credit scene.
Post-credit scene, I think, because when I saw it in the theater, I literally was going, "Oh my God!" Because who do we see, or what do we see at the end of the?
We see the giant ring that the Asgardians use to teleport back and forth,
not only that,
and then it shows Thor's hammer in dirt.
That's right. So we know that the next movie is what?
Thor, God of Thunder.
So that's what we're going to be talking about. That's leading into week 4 of our Avengers countdown. But really quick, let's go back to Iron Man 2. My personal feelings about this movie, after watching it again, it's actually better than I remember it being.
Oh yeah.
With the first time seeing it, I'm like, wow, that didn't have the appeal that it did to me with the first movie. The first movie was almost perfect except for the villain. I didn't like Ironmonger. I'm sorry, I didn't.
Yeah, I feel like
I liked
him.
I liked Jeff Bridges, but I couldn't him.
I thought him as a villain was great.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Spider-Man 3 with Venom. He was only in it for about 9 minutes.
That's a story for another day.
That is a story for another day.
Oh no.
But again with this movie though, if you watch it a second time, if you watch it recently, it holds up. It's actually very good.
It's a solid movie.
I mean, it's not the best movie, but it's very surprising with how actually competent this movie is compared to what other people are saying about it.
Well, again, it's more centered in the real world. Yeah. They weren't making a great. And this also had, I think, not a lot of. Well, the end credits scene had a little bit of CGI, but I think for the most part, it's people, not CGI.
Mostly practical effects. When, because I even pointed this out when me and Mike were watching it. Because when War Machine comes down for the first time in...
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
When he first takes it and goes to the army base. When he drops down and it's just him in the suit, it looks great. But he looks extremely...
shiny.
Fake and shiny when he's flying.
When he's flying into the Air Force base, it's like, oh wow, he's super duper shiny.
Again, this is also going back to... this is more recently than Iron Man 1, but the CGI has gotten better since then, but it was still very shiny to me. But overall, I thought this movie was actually better than I remember. What do you think, Mike?
I liked it, even watching it again. When we watched it in our week 3 video, it was good. I enjoyed it. It's got all the parts that you look for in a movie that I like. It's got action. It's got not overdoing it on the romance parts, but there is a little bit of that in there. Also, the villain.
And, Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about Scarlett Johansson.
Oh yeah, there's a little bit of that.
Who doesn't love Scarlett Johansson?
The villain, how they built the backstory and showed why he's the way he is.
But again,
I thought it was pretty good.
Not that good.
He was pretty good. He wasn't like
when you put into consideration
Loki.
Both these villains that are in this movie, because we have Justin Hammer, who's he's a geek. He really is, and he's not the kind of geek that everybody's starting to enjoy now in this time. He's the geek that's the stereotypical douchebag. And then you have Ivan Vanko, who he has 2 really cool parts, which is the racetrack scene, and then the scene when he's telling Tony that when he's in the jail, when he's in the French prison, when he's in there, and that's a really cool part. Other than that, he really didn't do too much for me. When he got killed at the end, you
didn't feel for him. You didn't go no.
Because
Whiplash.
When he was because again. He made another suit. It was an Ironmonger suit without the top.
I do like when he's in the prison and Tony's talking to him, and Tony gets up to leave, and he looks at Tony Stark. He's like, "Hey, Tony, palladium in the chest is a hell of a way to die." Yep. And then Tony's like, "Oh my God, he actually knows what's going on." It shows you just how smart the character of Ivan Vanko is, except at the end when...
Again, with that scene when he says...
Remember my burn!
When he says... If you can make God bleed, people will cease to believe in. And that is a wonderful line. It's a overused line. People have used that line for years, probably since the movie business has been going. But the way that he said it, it's very dark. It's very demeaning. It's very forthcoming, especially with what might happen in Infinity War.
Oh, dude. Oh no.
But again, he is such a one-off villain because he makes a suit at the end. It looks like the Ironmonger suit without the mask. And he just has the whips, which are huge. They look really cool.
Right.
But he's taken out in that.
It's a cool way. Rhodey, put your hand up. Oh my God, we're going to shoot the beam and then it explodes.
And then he's done.
Well, most Marvel villains are done by the end.
Well, he doesn't... die at that part. He falls down, and then he's like, "Oh, you lose," and then they look around and they see all the suits are about to blow up.
Well, actually, did you know? Quick trivia fact for you.
Okay.
Do you know that little boy
Yes, I do.
that during that whole fight scene that has the face that has the mask and
The Iron Man helmet, yeah.
Do you know that was actually Tom Holland?
That wasn't actually Tom Holland.
That was Peter Parker.
Which is, I was just about to say,
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been confirmed. So
that's been officially confirmed, which is really cool. Especially since
so it's good.
That wasn't confirmed.
That was my contribution.
It's contributed.
But overall, I have to say this movie, it's better than I remember it to be, because I was ready to rip this movie apart, in all honesty. I really was.
Really?
But looking over it again, I'm going to have to give it a 3 stubs out of 5. Which is better than when I gave The Incredible Hulk. And I really like The Incredible Hulk movie.
For me, I'd give this, now that I'm looking back on it, it did have a few slow parts. Yeah. Like there was a lot of talking. There's a lot of parts where I was just wanting to come on, get
more action. Come
on,
give me the action.
Get with the point here. I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5. 3.5 stubs out of 5.
Yeah, I'd go with probably 3.5, especially because he has that. Ivan Vanko's got that special bond with his pet bird. And when you take it away from him, man, it just opens up a whole new world of problems.
I brought you your bird.
We got you the bird, buddy. No, I want my bird. No, we got you the bird. See, it's the bird.
So
anyway, Brian,
yep.
Coming on to week 4, what do we got coming up down the pike?
We have.
Oh, I know.
Dude, what is it?
It's Thor.
It's the
Thor, mighty god of thunder.
Played by Chris Hemsworth. Tom Hiddleston's in it. Anthony Hopkins and Natalie Portman.
Yes.
So, stay tuned.